Good morning, everyone, and it's fantastic to be back in San Sebastian. I think this is my fourth or fifth time, and I'm very glad to be in the wonderful Basque Cultural Centre, and especially glad to see my very dear friend, Chef Andoni. He's a wonderful friend and wonderful person, so I'm always so happy to see him. So today I'll just give a brief overview of the research that I'm doing, which is in the area of virtual or mixed reality. Basically, how in the future the real world and the virtual world will merge together into one reality, a mixed reality. So to do that, we need to go beyond the present internet and virtual reality and extend the digital world to all of our five senses. So I believe that we should be like the samurai. You might know this story of a very, very famous samurai, and he lost his eyesight in a battle, but he won the next battle even he was blind, because he can perceive the world with all of his five senses, not just vision. And that's how we should be when we're interacting. But if you look at today's technology, it's very much audio and visual. You're almost all the time when you're interacting with the internet or computers, you're doing it through the glass. So I can see people looking at their laptops. They're looking through the glass of the laptop. Or even if you're using your phone or iPad, you're touching the glass. It's as if in the real world you could see the world through a window, but you can't open up and you can't touch and taste and smell through the window. So we want to open up that window in the internet. And also related science, psychologists have shown that more than half of human communication is in fact non-verbal. So we're missing a lot of communication when we're sending email or text or WhatsApp messages. So I believe in the future we will go to the next stage of internet. Currently we live in the information age. You have access to almost infinite data. Every song you just heard now, every song, every video, every bit of knowledge is basically in your pocket. But we still can't share the experience. For those who went to the dinner last night, I'm sure you could take a photo and post on Facebook. But how do you really share that experience of getting the cider and it splashing on your hand and the smell and the meat? That you can't share that experience. We have to be there in reality. So in the future, we're able to share the experience, not just to share the information, but share the real physical experience. I started to work in this area quite a few years ago, and I started to work in a project about augmented reality, using head-mount displays to augment our vision. So that's really the early stages of augmented reality. And for that, we have the concept of mixed reality, where we merge the real world, which we live in, with the virtual world. You all know it with things like 3D computer games. And in between, we can have augmented reality, where we put virtual 3D objects into the physical world. There's a virtual frog in that girl's hand. And augmented virtuality, the opposite. We can capture people in real time and put them onto the virtual world. So I actually got a very big grant many years ago from a Singapore Defence Agency to do augmented reality for the soldier in urban combat. But when I did that project, I had all this state-of-the-art equipment we built in my lab, and I thought, well, this would be incredible. We can make completely new kinds of interaction, new kinds of play, new kinds of entertainment. And so we made a system called Human Pac-Man, because I used to love playing Pac-Man when I was little, and you could virtually become the Pac-Man. You walk through the city streets, you see the cookies, and your friends are chasing you in the physical world as ghosts. Here's a short video. A wearable computer with a head-mounted display and various sensors which we have, which is sensing my body's position and as well as the head orientation. So we know exactly where I am and what I'm looking at.
So when we do this, we can then augment the real world, which I am in now, with the virtual world. So this Pac-Man world, I'm seeing it as part of the real world. I can see cookies in front of me, and I'm walking through them as if I'm the human Pac-Man.
So also sound can be used as an augmented reality. We tend to think of sound as not so interesting anymore. It's kind of like being done, a lot of technology about sound. But if you think about it, sound was the first kind of augmented reality. When Sony brought out the Sony Walkman, it was the first time that we have personal sound. Wherever we go, we can have our own sound. That was the first commercial augmented reality. But we can still make very interesting systems using sound and interaction with the computer. Here's an example. One of our former students in Keio University in Japan, where I used to work, and he basically created a sound interface for umbrella. In Japan in summer it rains a lot, so you have to carry an umbrella, but half the time it's not raining and it's very boring to carry the umbrella. So he made a sound game using simple things, umbrella with sensors. Just have a quick look at this video. So it's called Amagatana. It's a virtual sword. So it captures your motion and you can have special moves. And there's special moves as well. Okay, it's also good for winter. Even for winter, you can use this system, become a kind of superhero. And combine the two together.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so you can see just something as simple as sound can augment your reality if you combine it with the interaction. But what I want to talk about more today is about the other senses we don't normally use when we're interacting with computer: touch, taste, and smell. And especially taste and smell is relevant to this conference. But touch it's an extremely important sense. It's our basic sense. It's very much related to emotion, but we still can't really touch through the computer. So I wanted to see, can we touch through the computer? And I started off years ago with this system here, which is a way that you can hug your pet through the internet. You hug a doll, and your pet, in this case was a pet chicken, will feel the hugging on her body. And then we extended this system for hugging people. So this system was a hugging pajama, and the parents and children, for example, a busy mother, she's at work or at the conference, she can think about her kid and then hug her kid through the internet, and you can feel the hugging on each other's body. And now we're trying to make small and wearable devices that you can touch. We just heard in the previous talk about the importance of wearable technology. So we're turning the hug into a ring. So it's a ring that you can squeeze the ring on your finger, and it sends the squeeze signal through the internet. So you can hug anyone in the world by just squeezing your ring. Here's a short, very short video. squeezing her ring and thinking about her friend, and it's sending the squeeze through the internet. So in the real world you can hold hands, but you can't do that through the internet now. And so her friend is at work, and then he gets a squeeze on his finger, and also lights up as well. And then he can squeeze his ring and send the squeeze back to her through the internet. So it's a remote hugging through your ring through the internet. Okay, that was a little bit of an older version. We're making much smaller devices now. That you see, that was very, very kind of big and clunky. It's a first prototype. And so now we're making a device that you can connect, small ring you can connect to your social networks like Facebook or Twitter. And if it's for example, it's your friend's birthday, you can send them not just a Facebook message, but a hug, a real physical hug through your ring. And so here's the early prototypes working on now. You can see they're getting a lot smaller, and small electronics we're trying to embed inside the ring and connect to your social networks. And this is the next model. We're going to have a circular PCB, so it'll be almost the size of just a normal ring. Now, one thing I want to say about when you add sensors to the internet, it's not just replicating the real world. So in the real world, we can hug one person or shake one person's hand at a time, but it's impossible to shake 1,000 persons' hands at one time. But when you have this kind of technology, it's scalable. So it's not just one-to-one, but it also can be one-to-many. So for example, something very happy happened to you, and you just got married. Why don't you send all of your 1,000 friends on Facebook a hug? You can do this with new technologies. And we're even doing things where you can even kiss through the internet. But kiss is also a very important communication. But you don't want to kiss nobody wants to kiss their mobile phone, because it's just kissing glass. So we're making a device that you can kiss through the internet. Here's a little demonstration. So actually, these are two Spanish students I used to have in my lab. So they can talk through the internet, they can Skype, and they can pick up their Kiss robot, and it has pressure sensor, and it can transmit the pressure to your partner's lips through the internet. So it's a remote kissing haptic system to simulate a real kiss. And now when we're making a much smaller version, you can connect to your smartphone. So you can do a video chat, a Skype call, and then kiss at the same time. Now, most importantly for this conference is we're starting to go also into can we communicate by taste and smell through the internet. And of course, as you all know, smell and taste are very important senses. They're the senses which connect to the limbic system of the brain, which is responsible for memory and emotion. So that's why this whole topic, food and gastronomy, is so important, because we can directly affect people's emotion and also trigger memories. And this is physiologically part of the brain structure. But as you know, it's very difficult to transmit smell and taste through internet, because it's analog. Our smell and taste are not receiving frequencies. Frequency like sound and light are very easy to digitize. But taste and smell is molecular based, and you can't send molecules through wires. You can't send molecules through radio waves. So it's very difficult to have internet taste and smell. Actually, in the 60s, there was a system called Sensorama. I believe this was the first attempt to make a virtual reality system, and it had smells. It was not very successful. It was way beyond its time. I think he made 3 and could not sell them. So we've been working on can we have interactive communication with taste and smell. We've been doing systems like remote cooking together. So you have cooking utensils which have haptics, and you can stir a pot together with your grandmother through the internet. We've made devices that you can print food. For example, print some message on a Japanese bento box, but print the rice in a message. And working on technology such as printing food. You all know about 3D printers, but we can also do 3D food printing. And wouldn't it be fantastic if your grandmother's having a birthday, but you're here in Spain, maybe grandmother's in New York, you can send her a cake and she can eat it. I think I don't have much time, so I'll just quickly talk about we've been working on technologies that you can project smell through a space. For example, tracking a person's nose and sending a smell signal. And we also have been working on, can we send smell through a mobile phone? We worked with we did some projects in our lab, and also we worked with a company in Japan, and they have made an actual product of this. It's a device that you can send smell through your mobile phone, send someone a smell message. Here's some pictures of the prototype. We started off very big, and then we got smaller and smaller, and now we have a kind of actual almost commercial product. Which you can see there. It's called a Senti. I'll show you a quick video of this, and then you can actually try the system.
Food is inseparable from the history of mankind. And now, 2013, introducing a whole new approach to food, tasting and savoring food with your nose.
This means nose barbecue.
How to 1, choose. 2, insert. 3, smell. 4, eat. And that's all there is to it. So, are we ready to savor this? Let's say you're a student with no money. All you need is some white rice and your stomach will feel satisfied. Let's say you're a woman on a diet. Obviously, calories are not an issue when you're dining at Hana Yakiniku.
Okay, I want to say that about 1 year ago, we did a project with Chef Andoni. He said something very profound to me. He said that he sees the chef in the 21st century as not just chopping food and making soup, but composing experience. And he sees digital as part of the chef's composition. And we made a version of this Senti where you could virtually cook one of the very famous dishes at Mugaritz is the mortero, and you can cook it with your mobile phone, and then the smell will come out. And last year, Chef Andoni's there in Madrid Fusion, we launched it on the stage, and I think it was successful. We also did a project with Oscar Mayer. It's an American company, and they're one of the biggest producers of the meats like sausages and bacon. And we made a special version where you don't wake up to a horrible alarm clock, but you wake up to the sound of bacon sizzling and the smell of bacon. So it's a very fantastic way to wake up. So now I want to show some live demonstration. And so may I call for some two volunteers to come here? Oh, maybe someone on the edge is better. Okay, volunteer number 1. So the first one is going to use the Senti. So it's going to simulate. Okay, sorry. And you simulate getting a message. You press this button here, and press the big grey button, and the smell will put near to your nose. And can you see the spray? You can do it again. So it's spraying out the... I'm not sure if you can see out there. There's a spray coming out. There we go. Yeah. Okay, what does it smell like? Like a... Oh, try this one then. Here. Maybe I get a more stronger flavour for you. Okay, so you can see the smoke coming out? Yeah, okay. Okay. What are you She's an expert. Okay. Okay. What do you think it smells? No, okay.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. It's a kind of floral smell. And next. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this one is the bacon app. Let's see whether she smells bacon. Okay, so I will press it for you, and you can see some smoke will come out.
Yeah, well, smell bacon.
You can smell bacon?
Yeah, but more like when you cook the bacon.
Yes.
And then you leave it away.
Leave bacon.
And then it's this taste and
Yes.
this smell when it's all bacon.
Yeah. Thank you. It's not perfect, but yeah. We got the bacon smell. You can come and try later this system. Thank you to our volunteers. Thank you. All right. So now you probably, some of you might have been thinking the big problem with these things is you still have to plug something into your mobile phone. So it's the same problem. You can't send this through the internet still. The chemical has to be on the phone. So now we're working on, can we completely digitize the taste and smell? We're working on a system here which works on electrical stimulation of the taste receptors. So it's a device that you put on your tongue. It excites the receptor electrically, and then you get a virtual taste. Of course, on the tongue is only the basic taste: sour, salty, sweet, bitter. Now we have a system here which would stimulate a virtual sour or lemony taste. So this system here, it's been cleaned with medical alcohol, so it's clean. Can I have a volunteer to try electrical taste machine? Don't worry, it's not dangerous.
Come on. Go ahead.
Can you make it? It's a bit difficult. Someone's coming? Okay. Thank you. You're very brave. So put your tongue in between these silver electrodes.
Okay.
You can sit down. Yeah. All right. It's not on yet. Yes? Yes. In between. Yeah, okay, here we go. So I'm going to turn it on now, and you should have a sour. Can you feel a sour sensation? And I'll turn it off now. And on again. And off, yeah. Okay. Could you feel the sour? Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Very brave. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Now, of course, the big challenge is can we stimulate, because the tongue is actually fairly easy because we can easily put electrodes onto the tongue. It's accessible, but your olfactory bulb is behind your nasal cavity. So currently, as far as I know, no one has stimulated olfactory bulb to deliberately make a virtual smell. In our lab now, we're working with a small team, including with a neuroscience researcher, and our aim is to use magnetic coils, put magnetic coils at the back of your mouth underneath the palatine bone, and time-varying magnetic fields will produce electrical signals in the olfactory bulb. And we think this will produce some kind of virtual smell. At first, I think it will be uncontrollable. At first, we'll see what do people actually perceive if they receive electrical stimulation to the olfactory sensor. But I believe in the future we will be able to stimulate either through the olfactory bulb or maybe even at the level of neuron smell without chemicals. And when we get to that stage, of course, we can send any smell, any flavor through the internet. So when this could be achieved in the future, we will have new kinds of digital media for taste and smell experience. I think once we can have digital taste and smell, then composition of food will also change. Just like music before, if you wanted to play music, like play a guitar, play a violin, it was analog. But now, even a teenager can make music on their iPad, all electronically. So music composition changed because of internet. And also, I think food composition will also change. For example, for young children, I have a young daughter, she's 8 years old, and she really enjoys cooking, but it's dangerous, all the knives and the fire and everything. But imagine that in the future, kids could program food on their iPad and then send it to anyone in the world through the internet. And also new kinds of communication. As we know, eating together, dining together is a very important communication, emotional communication. But if your grandfather is in another country, you can't really have a shared cooking experience. But then in the future, once we can digitize taste and smell, grandfather and the grandkid, they can cook together, even on the other side of the world. And of course, the chef of the future will go beyond the physical. So the chef will be able to send his creations through the internet all over the world. And also that means that the audience becomes global for chefs. Not just watching them on TV, but actually experiencing the taste and smell of their creations. So to summarize, the internet now is very much audio-visual, but in the future we'll be able to share touch, taste and smell experiences. And I believe this will be very important for the future of food and gastronomy. So thank you very much.
Thank you.